Synopsis of the books of the Bible. Major Prophets. Ezekiel. By JND Darby. Chapters 45 and 46. The apportionment of the land, provision for the offerings. Ezekiel 45. The portion of the priests in the land is assigned them, close to that of the sanctuary. The portion of the Levites was to adjoin that of the priests, and then came the possession of the city and its suburbs. That which remained of the breadth of the land was for the prince and for the inheritance of his children, in order that the people should no longer be oppressed. All the rest of the land was for the people. Provision is also made for the daily offerings, and for those of the Sabbath. The other appointed offerings were to be made by the prince. The perfect character of worship in the millennial day. Some details require one or two remarks. The cleansing of the sanctuary commences the year. It is no longer an atonement at the end of 7 months to take away the defilements that have been accumulating. The year opens with an already accomplished cleansing. Afterwards, in order that all may have communion with the sufferings of the Paschal Lamb, an offering is made on the 7th day of the month for every one that erreth, and every one that is simple. Verse 20. During the feast, they offered 7 bullocks instead of 2. The character of worship will be perfect. The sense of Christ's acceptance as the burnt offering will be perfect on that day. The Feast of Pentecost is omitted, a circumstance of great significance, for this feast characterizes our present position. Not that the Spirit will not be given in the world to come when Christ shall establish his kingdom. But this gift is not that which, connecting us with a heavenly Christ and the Father in Christ's absence, characterizes that period as it does the present time. For Christ will be present. The position of Israel, the worship of the prince and people. We have observed that the prophet sees everything from a point of view connected with Israel. Thus the remembrance of redemption, the Passover, the basis of all, and the enjoyment of rest celebrated at the Feast of the Tabernacles, will characterize the position of Israel before God. The two feasts are celebrated in the recognition of the full value of the burnt offering presented to God. Another circumstance which distinguishes the worship of this millennial day is, that the two feasts which are types of that period are marked out in the worship, the Sabbath, and the new moon, rest and re-establishment, Israel appearing anew in the world. The inner gate on the side of the east was open on that day, and the prince worshipped at the very threshold of the gate and the people before the gate, Ezekiel 46. The other days it was shut. They stood thus before Jehovah in the consciousness of the rest which God had given to Israel and of his grace in again manifesting his people in the light. Nevertheless, it still remains true that neither the people nor the prince entered within. Those who are the most blessed on the earth in that day of blessing will never have that access into God's presence which we have, by the Spirit, through the veil. Pentecost belongs to, and links itself with, the rending of the veil, and gives us to walk in all liberty in the light, as God himself is in the light, having entered into the holy place by the new and living way which he has consecrated for us, through the veil, that is to say, his flesh. The prince entered by the outer door on the side of the east, and he went out by the same door. In the solemn feasts, the people went in by the north gate and came out by the south gate, and the prince in their midst. When he went in alone, as a voluntary worshipper, he entered and retired again by the eastern gate. These ordinances, while giving remarkable honor to the prince, in connection with the glory of God, who gave him his place among the people, equally secured that which follows, verses 16 to 18, of the brotherly and benevolent relations between him and the people of God, and took away all opportunities of oppression,